So you guys are still in Hornfire Village. You are just about to leave because you guys just did that whole thing where Cham, you and Arch had robbed that store, and this is now the next morning after the half-orc Warhog came to you in the middle of the night and stated that he was there as an agent of the Northern Kingdom. All right, so basically now it is the next day, and Warhog is ready to transport you guys through to the Northern Gate and guide you through to the Northern Kingdom so that you can drop off the princess and she doesn't have to get captured and have horrible things done to her by Lizard. So you guys are all in your rooms. So Belnos, you are bunking with Jasper, the little panda, and also the princess. You guys are in here, so you guys are now all awake. Downstairs, Warhog is kind of just chilling. And he's just sort of waiting down there for you guys to get up so that you guys can get going. I mean, it's basically like an inn and a bar, so yeah.
Do I have something to smoke?
To smoke it out of?
Yeah, or do I gotta go
No.
out and find one?
You do not have a pipe. You would have to go find one.
All right, I'm gonna jump out the window and start heading.
You're not just gonna go downstairs.
No.
All right, I'm not gonna make you roll a jump roll because your jump is fucking ridiculous. All right, so you can go out the window.
All right, so I rolled a 28.
So basically, what you're gonna do is there is the store that you robbed originally. So that was the one that had most of the stuff in it. But the other thing is you can also look in some of these other random homes if you want to try breaking and entering and stealing shit. So what was that?
That's too stealth into the place. That's a 32.
He's trying to find a pipe.
Okay, so you're able to stealth your way in. The shopkeeper does not notice. You manage to sneak in through a little kind of like vent there near the door. So yeah, right around where you are. So you're kind of sitting behind that desk there.
So I rolled a 25 for search.
Okay, so you find what appears to be a roughly bong-shaped container that you may be able to fashion into something. You're basically going to make a beer can bong. What? I mean, I already gave you the tobacco pipe. I can't do anything else.
I rolled a 22. Get the fuck out of there.
My weirdest one was an apple.
Can't you see if there's anything else that we could find useful in there?
He already stole all the useful stuff. He literally just went in there for a pipe.
I'm going to head... There's no empty tables. Damn it.
This is Warhog. This is the guy who's supposed to take you up north.
I guess I'll sit there then.
Okay, you're going to sit with Warhog and Valnos. Are you going to stay as well, or are you going to go off and do your own thing?
No, I'm going to stay as well.
Okay,
Valnos is the good guardian here.
I rolled a 14, but I wasn't that one. I was going to try to sneak into the bar.
It's still a critical failure. You fall through the door.
Failure, yep.
Well, why don't
So
you just sit and
all
eat
you
with
guys
us?
are in the tavern now. So Warhog basically kind of looks around and asks if you guys are finally ready to get on the road to the Northern Gate.
You ready to get on the road to this dick?
Frog, don't have a dick. You guys are now all in there, so Warhog has your attention. So he basically gathers you around and says that you should probably go as soon as possible.
I want to sense motive on him.
You want to sense motive. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, you still do not sense anything.
I rolled
Where do you see this?
an 18 for sense motive as well.
Here, I'll get...
Basically, you do not sense that he has any ill intention. You also did not roll very high. Valnos, you rolled an 18 to proceed of intent. You can tell that it appears that he might not be... He seems like he's a kind of a seedy individual. Maybe he doesn't necessarily do a lot of things, but you also can assume that maybe he was paid a hefty sum of gold to do this, so he has some kind of incentive to actually get you to the right place, but you are cautious of him.
I'm gonna signal to Curtis to keep an eye on Warhog.
Gesturing. Okay, so that would be...
No, just eye movements. So
Eye movements. Okay, so you're gonna lock eyes with him. So Cham, I'm gonna have you roll perception to see if you're picking up on this. It's a
They taught you
13.
a lot of that in the Navy.
You're able to get the gist of what he's telling you in terms of like, maybe you should keep an eye on this guy while you guys are going. So, On that, Warhog is going to leave the bar, and he is going to lead you guys out. He has a he has a horse over at the stables, so he's going to grab his horse, and you guys still have all your camels, all your zombie camels that Arch made for you that you can ride, and the zombie donkey. So you guys have all those animals. So he's going to pick up the horse, and you guys are going to ride to the northern gate. It's not that long of a distance, so I'm not going to roll for an encounter. It'll probably be a couple of days, at least 3 or 4 days ride to get there. So you guys have successfully traveled to the northern gate, being led by Warhog. Nothing really happened along the way. Everything seems to be going relatively smoothly as you approach the actual gate that leads into the beginning of the Elven Forest.
Alright, this should be simple enough. I'm going to do a search check while we walk. No, that's an 11.
11? Alright, your search check does not reveal anything out of the ordinary in the general area. Most of the northern gate is basically blockaded by a very large wall, akin with a spiked top to it, so that way things can't really climb over it that easily. And then they also have a lot of very smaller, like shack-like houses and military barrack-type buildings for the patrols that normally go around the wall and make sure the creatures don't climb over and start wreaking havoc.
So that was a 17 plus 10, 27. I'm doing perception check as well.
You're doing a perception check as well as you guys are nearing up there?
Yep.
Okay, so all you guys are in that position. As you do your perception check, you notice that there appears to be several shadows that are approaching from various sides. However, there's not really much that you can do about it. You notice in front of you appears 4 black scale warriors, and behind you emerges a series of black scale archers. You are surrounded right now, and there are 8 archers behind you that all have drawn weapons at the moment. They are all Dragonborn. At this point, Warhog, who is up in the front, and he basically kind of looks back at you and says that, well, you fell for it.
What a surprise.
Told you we should have stayed and ate breakfast.
He looks at you and says, I knew that the Black Scales wanted her specifically. So I happened upon your little messenger. See, this is actually a real note, but the man who was carrying it is very, very dead. He explains that he killed the original messenger and took the message on behest of the Black Scales because they wanted her, and they knew that it would probably be easier if they simply lured her into a trap rather than looking through all the communities trying to find her. So once this little gem started to pop up, they used Warhog as a proxy, and he was able to lure you into this trap. Now the Black Scales then immediately order all of you to disarm.
Anyways, I rolled to attack fucking Warhog.
So you're going to attack him when you're surrounded by archers that are ready to shoot you. Velnos, if you're going to attack him, that means all 8 of those archers are going to get an attack of opportunity, so they're all going to be able to roll.
I rolled a 20.
You're gonna die.
That's your attack on Warhog, but that means that attack will hit, but they're all aiming at your back. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we have 3 hits, and each one of those bows does 2d8 damage. 23 damage, and you have 3 arrows sticking in your back.
44. I need a calculator.
23 from 44, you have 21 health remaining. Okay, so your attack on Warhog is still going to go through, by the way, so you can roll for damage on that. You just got shot midway through the attack.
19 plus 13. I'm doing a reflex. I'm throwing a smoke bomb.
You're throwing a smoke bomb. Okay, so Belnos, you're still going. So that's your damage there for your weapon.
Yeah, it's an 8 due to proficiency.
Okay, so you basically just tickle him with the end of it. You stab him a little bit, but he's pretty okay. He moves back. Yes, so you're throwing a smoke bomb. So you do successfully throw the smoke bomb. However, now because you have thrown the smoke bomb, basically the 4 warriors and Warhog are blocking off the front path. So if you try and run out of the smoke cloud that way, they're going to basically be able to start engaging you in combat. And the archers are now going to move basically to one sort of flanking area, more or less, so they have crossing fields of fire. Even though they will be firing into their own guys, they are going to let loose with another barrage of arrows directly into the smoke, and it is going to be random whoever they hit.
Can I run past them, making as much noise as possible to divert the attention to me?
If you try and run past him, you're going to have to. He's going to get an attack of opportunity to hit you again. Okay. So all right. So he's going to get an attack of opportunity. So that's going to be Warhog, and since you're running in between him and the one on the left, that's going to be 2 attacks. Both one is a 20, one is a 19. So Warhog again. It's he has a sword which is 2d8, as does the other one. And one of them will crit. Yes, the 6 and the 1 will crit. So that's 7 times 2 is 14. And the other one is a 6 and a 7, which is going to be another 13. So that is another 24 damage. I'm assuming you do not have enough health to cover that.
No. I had 21. It was 24. It was 3.
Okay. Then you can roll to stay conscious, but you're going to, if you do live, you're going to be in a comatose state.
Watch it land in now 1.
No, you rolled the 12. I'm going to say that's enough where you don't bleed out, but you're not moving. You're staying right where you are because you're now basically comatose. So he's down, and now the other archers are going to aim. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So 4 more is going to hit.
4 more are going to hit, and 2 of them are going to crit. So that means that is going to be spread randomly throughout the people.
You got nat 1s, so 2 of them. That's a critical failure.
2 of them have a critical failure, which means 2 of those arrows are hitting those warriors in the background, but I'll calculate them. The 2 archers that rolled 1s, since their arrows fly through, they're going to hit 2 random guys, and as far as the damage goes, 1 arrow is going to do 5 damage, and the other arrow is going to do 10 damage. So I'm going to say, given the spacing, that the dragon warrior that is on the far left and the one that are on the far right are the ones that got hit. So the one on the far left is going to get hit for 5, and the one on the far right is going to get hit for 10. So they both got hit. However, like Cham said, we do have 4 confirmed hits on the rest of them. 2 of them are crits. So I'm going to roll a d20 and see who gets the first one. So I just rolled an 11, so that is going to wind up going to Raka, unfortunately, because he one that I had is 8 through 12. So you're going to get hit with one of those 20s, and that's 2d8, which is going to be doubled. So that's 2, so double that. So Raka, you're going to take 4 damage from that, and then the other 20 that rolled an 18. So because that one rolled very high, that one is going to hit the princess. And that is going to be 8, so that's 16 damage. You have 20 health, so you're down to 4. And then the 2 other hits, let's see what those wind up coming out as. 17, princess is going to get hit again. 5 and a 7, so you're going to have to roll to make sure you don't die.
18.
You rolled an 18, so you're alive, but you are also indeed comatose, and you have an arrow in your shoulder.
I blame all of you.
And now the last, then we also have the 2 remaining attacks, or sorry, 1 remaining attack, because the princess got hit twice and Raka got hit once. And that one rolled a 20, but since the princess is already down, that is then going to move to the next one, which would have been Kane. Kane, you took 6 damage from another arrow. So 2 of you are now comatose and almost dead, and the 3 of you have been injured. Or sorry, 2 of you have been injured.
Alright, I'm gonna grab, in the smoke, I'm gonna grab the princess.
Okay, so you're gonna have to do a perception roll in the smoke to find her, but it shouldn't be too hard because she's not that far by.
19 plus 10, that's 29.
You're able to find her.
Oh, 19 plus 3, it's a strength check.
Okay, you can move her.
So I'm gonna carry her, and I'm going to jump.
So if you're going to jump with weight, you're going to have to actually roll a leap roll, and you're not going, because you're basically doubling your weight, I'm going to have you cut your advantage in half.
Well, that was 16. 2, 3, that's 23.
Okay, you're able to leap up there, but now that you've
trying to
moved, the
get
four
over there.
archers that are over here are going to all roll perception to see if they notice where you went, and if they do notice, they will fire again.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so all right. So one of the archers did get a hit. So one of the archers on the corner did get a hit. So he's going to roll 2d8. All right, he rolled 10 damage. So he shot you with an arrow for 10 damage right after you landed on that pillar.
Alright.
The others are going to start preparing a second volley. Now, Raka, do you want to try and move Kane? And then I also still have control over Arch and Vash. Now, what's going to happen is, so Kane, what are you going to do now that because you're in the smoke right now, and you also got shot?
Do I know that Cham took the princess and ran?
No, because it's a smoke cloud. Unless you want to try and roll perception to see if you can notice. Okay, so you rolled a 13, so that's 23. So yeah, you notice that because you're only limited in what your vision can see right now because you're inside the smoke cloud, you notice that it appears that Cham and the princess are gone, and you're able to surmise that it appears that the princess was probably dragged away by Cham or dragged away by somebody else. So you're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure since you don't see Cham there that that's what happened.
Alright, I'm gonna try and get the fuck out of here. Do I need to roll for that too?
Yes, you're going to have to roll for that. So are you just going to try and run out of the smoke cloud? Because the archers are going to immediately try and shoot you as soon as that happens. Kane, are you leaping or are you just running?
Dude, you got strong legs. Leap.
Yeah, I'll probably leap out of there. Probably the best way.
Okay, so are you going to try and leap to where Cham is?
I'm just gonna try and get out of the danger. I'm gonna jump over on this one if I can.
Okay, so you have enough to reach that, but barely. So you're going to kind of hang on to the edge because you rolled a 14. So that's kind of on the edge of where your jump distance is. So the four archers that are on that side are now all going to roll perception and see if they notice well, actually, you didn't roll for stealth, so you don't care if they notice. So all four of them notice when you do this. So all four of them are then going to roll to attack. And we have 2 hits, and one of them is a 20. So the first one, which is going to double, I'm going to roll that now. That is a 7, that doubles to 14. The second one is not going to double. That is a 7 and a 3, so that is 10. So that's 24 total damage to you and 2 arrows stuck in you. What's your health at?
Shit, I have 1 health.
Then you are now pretty much comatose up there. You're not moving. You can drag yourself, but you basically got shot twice. Raka, what do you want to do?
From what he remembers is we had archers behind us,
Yep.
an old dude in front of us, and then smoke bomb. So he's just going to command his Griffin Tura to charge forward and grapple Warhog and fly straight up in the air.
You're going to go and you're going to grapple Warhog specifically. So because that's on the other side of the smoke cloud, the only people that are going to really... are you going to fly straight up or are you going to fly straight forward?
Straight forward and then up once he grapples him.
Okay, so you're going to have to do a successful grapple roll, and he's going to have to do a strength roll to resist. He rolled relatively high. You rolled higher. Okay, so you do win that grapple, so you get him. Now, the only thing is that as you fly out and grab him during that action, the 2 warriors to the left and right are going to try and come in and grab the griffin while he is snagging Warhog. One did roll a 16, so he's going to get a shot in on the griffin with his sword, which is 2d8, which is 8. So he's going to stab the griffin for 8 damage.
Oh, like I imagine it's a griffin, so he just grabs him, like I guess bear hug and flies straight up.
Okay, so you do that. I'm going to roll a strength. So as you're flying up, I'm going to roll a strength roll for Warhog to see if he can get any of his arms loose. He rolled a 14, so he does not. So he failed the strength roll to try and ungrapple. So what are you going to do now that you have him up in the air? You're a good decent amount up. You're probably about 30 or 40 feet off the ground.
He's going to probably go about 100 feet higher and then drop him.
Okay, so you're going to go 100 feet higher, and then you're going to drop him. So on the way up, all of those archers who have now seen this griffin flying up into the air with what they assume was originally supposed to be their contact are then all going to fire at once. All right, we have 2 hits. One of them is a 20. So the 20 is going to crit. That is a 10, so that's going to be 20 damage. And then the other one is going to be a regular roll. He rolls 2 7s, that is 14 damage. So that is 34 damage directly to the Griffin. So as they're shooting him on the way up, you're going to have to roll for the Griffin, because Warhog is going to try and use the opportunity to shake free. He rolled a 19 plus his strength mod, so that's going to be 23. So the Griffin's going to have to beat that to hang on to him. Otherwise, he's going to lose concentration.
And he does.
So what's that a plus? How much of a plus is that?
His plus to grapple is 15, so he's got a 32.
Okay. So yeah, he does stay grappled to that. However, he does take damage, so you fly up to the full 100 feet.
And then he just lets go.
So Cham, now I'm going to go back to you. You are going to try and drag the princess away again.
Did you see that? That was a 10 plus 10. I'm going to drag her again.
Okay, so 10 plus 10, you're going to drag. So you're going to do another leap somewhere else.
Yep. Okay, never mind. If they're going to be right there, I'm just gonna throw some nice shurikens.
All right, so you rolled a nat 1, so you throw the shuriken, and it just it hits the ground in front of him and doesn't do anything. At the same time, because you took the moment to throw the shuriken, the 4 archers behind you are going to now ready arrows again and fire.
Can I do a reflex save?
You threw the shuriken, so your attention is not turned to them right now. You're looking at the 2 dragon warriors in front of you, so you'll be able to do a reflex save for 1 of the attacks, should they hit. 2 of the attacks will hit. 1 of them is higher, so you can roll a reflex save to dodge 1 of the arrows. The other one will still hit you.
19 plus 14.
Okay, so you were able to dodge 1 of the attacks. The second attack will still hit you, so I'm rolling for that. That is going to be 8 damage.
Oh, that was a nat 20.
Okay, that was a nat 20, so what are you doing?
I'm looking at these spikes on the right.
For a leap, then because you rolled the nat 20, yes, you'll be able to land successfully. There are spaces in between the spikes. They're made for more larger creatures than you.
All right, well, I'm also having the princess.
Yeah, because you rolled the nat 20, you're able to successfully do that. So she'll move with you into the spikes.
So...
However, it's going to give you a bit of cover, so the archers are all going to take -2 to their rolls. However, they are still going to try and fire on you now that you've moved again. So 1 of those will hit with the negative, the other ones will not. 8 and a 7, so that is an additional 15 damage. You took an arrow to the shoulder. So you're hurting pretty bad, and they can still fire on you even though you do have some cover.
I'm going to use my last smoke bomb.
All right, where are you throwing it? All right, so you're going to throw a smoke... All right, so you throw a smoke bomb there. When the archers fire the next time, they're going to be firing blindly. So whether or not they hit you, they're going to take additional negative, so it's going to be a -4.
I'm going to continuously move her.
At the same time, the 2 dragon warriors that are on the bottom are also going to move along. And the archers that are over here are going to move, at least 2 of them are going to move away from the smoke cloud. The other 2 are going to keep that locked down. And these archers are going to start moving over because everything on that side has now been pacified. So at the same time, Velnos, he has been taken into custody, and Kane has also been taken into custody by the 2 remaining dragon warriors on that side. And Vash and Arch have both offered to give themselves up in exchange for not killing their friends. So that means 2 of these archers are going to be able to shoot in. And again, both of them are going to take a -4. 1 of them will hit even with the -4 because he rolled a 19. That is going to be another 7 damage. And that is also going to be divided randomly because he is shooting at both of you, Cham. So you're going to get hit for another 7 damage from that arrow. By the way, you have a fair amount of arrows in you at this point. So if you're going to keep moving, you're going to have to roll a Constitution roll to make sure that you stay conscious.
Well, his character's unconscious anyway.
Yeah, he's comatose right now. So he's already been taken into custody. Purity, you're also going to have to roll another d20 now to make sure that you don't completely lose consciousness due to blood loss.
6.
All right, so you're losing blood at a bit of a faster rate at this point. You might need to go see a doctor very, very shortly.
Medic.
I'm also going to band some of the wood, kind of make it a cover for me and her.
It's going to be a strength roll in order to try and position the wood into a form of cover.
It was a 12.
Okay, that is not a high enough strength roll with your size to actually move those pieces of wood. Those are still pretty much in place.
I'm also going to take out one of my... So I'm going to use a minor healing potion for the princess.
So that's 2d4 plus 2 hit points. Alright, so 1 plus 2 is 4, so she gets 4 health back. So Purity, you are now conscious
wait,
again.
What the fuck? I'm going to have her drink a invisibility potion, and I'm going to look at her and I'll tell her hey, stay down, stay low, keep quiet. Yeah. And I'm just going to give myself up. I'm going to have I'm going to limp out, hold my hands up.
The 2 guards come over to you, and one of them immediately demands where the princess is.
Tell him that she ran.
You're going to roll for subterfuge to try and lie to them?
Yeah.
So that's a 14, so I'm going to roll theirs and see if they believe you. First one rolled a 10, so he believes you. The second one rolled a 5, so he also believes you. So what are you going to tell him?
That she escaped.
At the same time, as she is moving...
Okay, I guess I'll move along quietly through the spikes. Do I need to roll?
Okay, so you're gonna have to roll a stealth check, so it's gonna be a d20. Okay, so you are stealthy enough to move relatively out of combat.
I'm gonna hide behind this building over here. What the fuck is that thing?
That is a black scale mage known as Drexith, who is basically heading this little expedition, and he's supposed to meet up with Warhog in order to capture you guys. So he is very quickly going to use a sleep spell on you, and you are going to fall down, because he used Detect Magic beforehand. He's still up there, so since he dropped Warhog, I'm going to calculate for the damage. So he's 100 feet in the air, so I'm going to say that's
130 feet in the air.
130 feet in the air.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say that's going to be, I believe rule of thumb is it's a d10 for every 10 feet.
Ooh, God.
No, there definitely is no way he would have lived through that. He is going to take a fuck ton of damage. So you drop him from that height, and he plummets down to the ground, and when he hits the ground, he splatters into a million pieces. So Warhog is very much dead, so you now no longer have him around. However, everybody else besides you, Raka, has been captured.
Alright, so what's going on with the archers? Are they even paying attention to where I'm at now?
They can't hit you because you're 130 feet in the air. So that's your signal roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, you fail miserably. He can't even see you. You're also 130 feet away, so it's kind of difficult unless you start flailing your arms everywhere. So, Raka, as you're hovering there in the air, the mage comes out, and the 2 archers that were over there then go behind this building to secure the princess. He walks up and looks up at you, and he's yelling up to you at this point.
You should come down. Could get messy. Or would you rather I start executing your friends?
Alright, so at this point, what he is going to do is he is going to lay on hands his griffin, which would be 18, I think. Yeah.
So, okay, so that's 18. So you healed him for 18 damage. I believe he took 34 initially?
He was at 17.
Okay, so alright, so you healed him for 18, so he's back up to relative strength. He's still a little sore, but he's not as wounded as he was before.
And then I am going to basically charge straight at him in like a jousting motion.
Okay, and I assume you have your greatsword out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're going to try and stab him with the greatsword. As you're flying down to do that, all of these archers that are right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, are all going to fire at you at the same time because they see what you're doing. And you're going to come within range because you're going to have to come near the ground to actually hit them. I have 2 hits, so each one of those is going to be 2d8. Okay, so that's 17 damage that those arrows did to you. Your griffin is going to have to roll Constitution to make sure that he doesn't flinch due to the pain during the dive. So, but you're also going to have to roll Constitution for him to make sure he can keep his concentration on the dive as opposed to falling out because of the pain. Because he just got hit with 2 pretty good arrows. 13, okay. He flinches on the way down, and he loses control. So I'm going to say that he's going to hit the ground, but he's going to hit the ground and do probably about another 2d10 damage to himself, which is going to be another 16 damage when he hits the ground. You are also going to have to roll strength to make sure you stay on his back or if you fly off.
What about my ride skill?
That ride skill would also work. That would probably be more accurate.
That was a D20, yeah. So it's 11. 4 plus 7.
Okay, you do not stay on his back, so you are again jettisoned, and you're going roughly the same speed. So you're also going to take 2 D10 damage, and that comes out to 9. So you take 9 damage, and as you land, you are going to land right in front of the mage here. While you are hitting the ground, because you're going to be stunned from the impact, all of the archers are going, or at least 4 of the archers are going to move around you and train their weapons on you. Drexith looks down at you and smirks and says, "Archers, confiscate their weapons."
I'm going to stab this fool. I don't give a shit that he's smirking. Hold on.
All right, you're going to stab him with the greatsword, so you're going to have to roll Constitution to make sure that you're not concussed. And then as soon as you pass the Constitution roll, then you can roll to attack. However, you do have the archers that are surrounding you that all have their weapons trained on you at this point. So if you move, you're probably taking 4 shots. So you are dizzy, but you are able to get to your feet, so I'm going to say that you can commit the attack if you would like.
All right, so yeah, we're going to commit the attack.
However, he is going to be allowed to do a reflex save because you are a little wobbly on your feet.
That's nice. I'm going to also use Smite. That's 26, because I get +3 from my proficiencies, special weapon, and then Smite gives me +2.
Okay, he did not roll enough for a reaction. However, because you are moving, all 4 of those archers are going to fire. 2 of them will hit, so that's 2d8 each. That's going to be 18 damage to you in arrows, so 2 of those arrows are going to hit you. So you are going to be able to... So you're still conscious, so you're going to be able to move forward with that attack. So you can roll for damage then on him, and you can also add your smite.
That's 12.
You stab the sword into his shoulder, and he backs up a little bit. As he backs up, he grabs the sword, grins, and pulls it out of his own shoulder, pushing you back. The archers then train on you again, and he says, if you do it again, then he will have them kill you. So you're going to try and attack him again, which the archers are going to get another shot each. That's going to be another 2 hits, because one rolled a 16 and one rolled an 18, and they both have fairly high dexterities. Another 16 damage. Okay, I'm gonna have you roll Constitution to see if you have enough force to push through and continue with the attack, or if you're gonna flinch because you just got another 2 arrows to the side. You took a lot of damage there, so as you're moving forward for your next attack, the pain is a little too much, and your body gives out on you. You fall on the ground. You are still conscious, but as you're on the ground, all the archers move in and dogpile you relatively quickly and attempt to wrestle the weapon from your hand. You'll have to roll strength if you want to try and hang on to it. 2 of them are going to roll strength to try and take the weapon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got it.
Yeah, they rolled one of them rolled a 6, which is fairly low. The other one rolled a 12. So yes, they're able to take your weapon away from you, and the other 2 are going to roll for strength to tie your hands. And one rolled a 14, the other rolled an 18. You can roll to resist if you'd like. All right, well, you give one a run for his money, but the one that rolled the 18 is able to keep you held down long enough. Your hands are now tied. So they have successfully captured all of you, and surprisingly, none of you failed enough rolls to actually die. Drexith very quickly uses healing hands on himself and heals the minor injury that you inflicted, and then proceeds to order the archers and the other dragon soldiers to load you and your possessions into one prison wagon that is going to be transported to Dragonsteel Quarry, and then the other wagon is going to be loaded up with the unconscious princess, who Drex says he will heal in the wagon on the way to meet Lord Thresh. Now you guys are basically prisoner in a wagon, so you are being transported to Dragonsteel Quarry.